This is my how to play it video for the guitar solo in Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime. And before we get started, just a quick footnote. I've seen a lot of tab on this song. The main riff is... And why I'm pointing that out is I see a lot of tab that indicates an open E string right here. And that is not how it goes. It's... Alright. So, the beginning of the solo hits a harmonic above the, between the 4th and 5th fret wire, and then does a slow dive bomb, if you will. And then you hit the open G string. And then we get an F sharp pentatonic pattern with a full whole note bend on the 5th fret, 2nd string. And then the pattern is... Okay, so that's a hammer-on pull-off on the B string, 2nd fret, 5th fret, and then the 4th fret of the G string. Now, if you just copy that shape or that pattern, moving down the strings, down the pattern, you can pretty much knock out this whole lick. And then, so you get 3 of those, and then it concludes with a quick passing note. So, with a little bit of muting in there. Then the muting technique continues with... Now that's walking back up the F sharp pentatonic, starting on the 6th string, 5th fret. So that's 2 and 4 of the 5th string, and then 2 and 4 of the D string. And then on the G string, 2nd fret. So far we have... And then it starts a sort of a repetitive muting pattern on that F sharp note. It's kind of it's very rhythmic in nature. And then Michael Wilton's solo ends with moving up an entire octave. It's still in that same pattern of the F sharp pentatonic. Now we're on the 14th fret. I'll say the 14th position with your first finger on the 2nd string, B string, 14th fret, and you go a whole note bend. So that was back to there, and then on the 16th fret G string, back to 14. And then you repeat that same shape on the 1st string, same position. It's not exactly the same shape, but... So 14 to 17, and then a whole note bend. And then his solo concludes with something similar as we saw down here. And then you drop it down a string. And then he switches direction just slightly. So playing both solos together by yourself is a little tricky because you have to leave the and get into Chris DeGarmo's solo. But here we have two string bends to start DeGarmo's solo, and we move up to the 16th position, whole step bend on the 2nd string, move up a whole note, down to 14, back up to 16, to 11. So you get... And then on primarily the 2nd string, in the 12th position, first finger on 12 and ring finger on 14, you get a quick repetitive lick going... That's the shape of it, and it goes 4 times. So it's just... and then a pickup note again. So 14, 12, and then 13 on G, back to 14 on the B string. So, and then you repeat that with a quick pickup note, the 13th fret on G. You do that 4 times. And then a whole note bend on 14. And kind of messed it up there, but you get the idea. Next phrase, he goes to it's again the 2nd and 3rd strings. Now we're in the 11th position, and middle finger on 12 of the B string. This lick's pretty easy actually once you get the shape of it. So 12 pulls off to 11, and then it's easy to use your first finger as a bar on the 11th fret G string. So that's the phrasing. That's 14 on the B, and then repeat that, but now, and then, so. So coming out of the we're on 13 of the G string, and then 11, 13, and then a whole note bend. Pull off to 11 and end on 13 of the D string. So. Now we drop down, finish the solo on the lower part of the neck. We're in the 4th position, B string, and it's a hammer-on pull-off lick primarily on the 2nd string, 4, 5, and 7, and that's on the G string, fret 6. The lick is played very quickly, so it helps to think of that's the shape or the rhythm of it, but it goes by so quickly you probably won't have time to think of it that way if you just get your fingers rolling. But it starts on 4 and goes up and then down. And by the way, it does that 4 times before you really need to turn off your autopilot and start thinking again. And then it does it one more time before it starts a descending. So let me show you that one. Coming out of for the 5th time, then you go 4th fret B string, 6, 4 on the G string. So back up to 6, and now 6, 4, and 6 on the D string. So. And then this phrasing is similar to the, just quickly, you get, so, now it's important that this is a half note bend, and then you have to find the harmonic to hit on this guitar. It's right above the bridge pickup. It's right in there, and then it ends with so that final phrase is a pull off from 5 to 4, and again the first finger is serving as a bit of a bar.